Welcome back to the AB Scale Project. I'm Krieger. This is Alpha Bravo, and today we're going to talk about Batman. Now, why am I talking about a tiny Batman? Well, he comes with a pretty nice accessory. But first, we're going to talk about Batman. Alrighty, here's a Batman that comes with the Gotham City Guardian playset that we're going to go through each of the components, going to the final combined form. But here's the Batman. He's pretty neat. Let's take a look at that head sculpt. Definitely reminds me of the Ben Affleck Batman. He has lots of posability. Yeah, you really got to line up that joint for the knee just right before it'll move. But yeah, pretty neat. Cloth cape. I know it should be no capes, but it's Batman. He's got a cape. But actually pretty neat. So, go do some comparisons here. Bring in our Chug human, and we see he is way too tall for Chug. Even our adjusted human scale, he's still too tall. But he is a little too short for 3 3/4. It's like 3 1/2. And Batman really needs to be the full 3 3/4 for that scale. So, it's his own scale, so I'm not too mad at that, but he doesn't really fit with anything else. All right, let's go ahead and let's look at the next component. Next up, we're looking at the Bat computer. Now, this is one of the few ones that I actually put the stickers on. He comes with 2 sheets of stickers, but I only think half of them really add anything. So, get a little sticker in here for the door and the computers. You can put Batman in there looking at his computer. He probably has a hard time fitting through that door. But yeah. And then for this, it does fold up here into a mustard bottle. but this is an engine that stuffs into the back of the Batwing that I'll show you later. But yeah, that's the Bat computer component. All right, let's look at the next one. Next up, we got the Bat Cycle, and it looks really cool. Has a little fin on the back, kind of remind me of the Adam West Bat Cycle, so it's pretty neat. Kind of blends a bunch of different styles in there. They didn't make it extra wide, so it does stand upright without being held. So it's actually pretty neat. Let's see if I can show you some of these details. Got the Batman symbol there. Yeah. Pretty cool, the little forward-facing pipes. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, rolls pretty well. And like I said, stands by itself. So, yeah, pretty cool. Batman can't look up to see where he's going. And even though they do have pegs back there you could put the legs to, you want to keep those free for when we go over the next component, which we'll go over now. Next up is the Bat Tank. Now this thing is pretty cool. Intake, a couple of missiles. Those are molded in, or glued in, I should say. Don't fire out anything like that. Come around. Those big tires back there. It does roll really good. Your jet engine back there. And of course, I left off a bunch of the stickers, but yeah. And let's see if we can get a good shot of this here. Definitely gives you the anime vibe of, oh yeah, this vehicle is definitely legs. But yeah, it's still pretty cool. So, yep. And of course the integration with the motorcycle. Press this up. Stick that in there. Flip that down, and you can, I don't know if you can really see that, but you can see Batman kind of like he's driving in there. So that's pretty neat. Head still looking down, but whatever. We'll move Alpha out of the way. And you hit this top button again, and launches out. So that's pretty cool. That's a nifty little thing it does. And when we get to the combining portion, we'll talk about more about what we do to combine. But that's a Bat Tank in itself, and by itself it's pretty cool. Even though it is obviously legs, it still looks pretty cool. So let's go on to the... Actually, one more time. Sorry, I almost didn't do a comparison. We'll stick Batman back in here. But here, for scale comparison, there's Legacy Metroplex. You can see it's a pretty close deal. See if we get them both in the shot. Yep, there you go. Pretty close to the same size. So this guy is pretty good. And there's Alpha back into the mix. But yeah, really neat. I like it. All right, let's go on to the Batwing. All right, next up is the Batwing. Now I consider this the centerpiece of the whole set. It is really cool and really big. So you can kind of see all the details they put on there. Bring it around here. And this gaping hole back there is where we put the computer. It just kind of slides up in there and clips in there. It's pretty neat. There's no mechanical latch, so it's just kind of thumped in there. But it's pretty neat. That completes the look. Makes it look really cool. Like that profile. Of course, underneath you've got visible everything syndrome. But still really neat. And you can open up the cockpit. You can put Batman inside. The only pain in the butt thing about it is you've got to match up that hole through the cape onto this peg. So sometimes it can be a little bit difficult to get those two made up. I'll fix that later. We'll just leave that in there. Shut the thing. A lot more convincing job of piloting here. So really, I think the Batwing is the main part of this set. I mean, it is really cool. It's really big. These are meant to be handles so that, a kid can actually take it by both handles, and does have lights and sound. So this is actually really cool. I'm going to flip it on underneath. It actually supplies its own whooshing sounds, so that's really neat. And then you hit the button up here. Really, really cool. So let's go ahead and go to combining. Yeah, quick cut from the edit bay. I forgot to do the size compare. So bring in Energon Megatron just so you can kind of see them side by side. If I can get them both in the shot here, you can see, yeah, it is huge. Yeah. Anyway, let's go ahead and get on to combination mode. Alrighty, now we'll get down to combination. We'll start with the tank. Open up the thing, put the motorcycle in. And then the next step, we turn back here, there's a button back here. That button releases the legs. These fold down by hand. They do have stops here, so that's pretty neat. So fold this side. Yep. Get that motorcycle back in. And you kind of have a accidental locust mode for you MechWarrior fans. But we got to continue onward. Flip him up. Looking straight up. We'll raise this up some more. Kind of getting to the max of my tripod. Alrighty, quick adjustment on the tripod and we're better. And we'll bring in the Batwing. First, we're going to take out the mustard bottle. Put that down there aside for now. And this just comes over. Actually, it's better with the sound on.
Transformation complete.
And it knows when it's transformed, so that's pretty cool. Flip out the arms. Flip out the other arm. Come around the back. We got this yellow button up ahead, or near the head, and that flips it over. And there we go as the main part. Now the Batman in here can come back just a little bit, so you can see him a little bit better. And that's most of the transformation. Now, the biggest thing that I had to figure out on my own, because it wasn't in any instructions and wasn't on any video I saw on the internet, is what do you do with the mustard bottle when you're done? There's this triangle configuration clip in this little T shape down there. It's like, where does this go? And finally I figured out it goes up here on these kind of tapering pauldrons here. So bring that up, snap that in, and that's it. That is the fully combined mode. Now the trick here is going to be able to get everything into the shot. So, yeah, lots of sounds, lots of fun. There you go. And there you have it. The Batmech. And for comparison, here he is with the Legacy Metroplex. And you see he's quite a bit bigger. But let's go ahead and get into it right quick. Show off the features of the mech mode. We'll come in here and come look at that face, which is really cool, actually. I like the way they did that. And if we come up and look a bit further, the bat symbol behind here to the camera so you can see that. And that's really when most light and sound will happen. Now you have the button on the front that does most the mech talking. And then the Batwing button back here does the Batman talking.
Villains beware. Batmech online.
So you get two different voices in there. And there are several different things.
To Bat computer database. Scanning for villains. Villains detected. Running diagnostic. Defensive systems engaged.
It'll go red to green with the mech talking.
Transformation. Weapon systems online. Batmech online.
And then Batman pretty much talks with just a darker blue. Find the button.
Crime doesn't stand a chance. Engines at full power. Gotham City Guardian online. Transform to vehicle mode.
I don't know if they can actually say transform without a copyright strike, but they apparently did it.
Reroute power to the main thrusters. Take to the streets.
You get the idea. There's tons of sounds. This is about the only light. The eyes stay on the whole time. The symbol breathes and then flashes the different colors depending on what you pushed. It still senses that when you're moving them around. So it's really cool. So yeah, go ahead and end on a wide shot so you can see the whole thing one more time. This is the Gotham City Guardian playset, and it's really neat. So, thanks for joining us today on the AB Scout Project. Please like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, and ring that bell, and I'll see y'all later.